Schedule a Zoom with me at GCExperts.com/Zoom.
Your information online, and I am a notary here in the state of Indiana, and I decided to bid on government contracts. And guess what? When I started last year, they didn't have nothing out there for notaries. I'm like, I want to do this. So I watched a lot of YouTube videos about roofing. So I bid on a roofing contract, and guess what? I won. And people was like, that's not how the notary gonna win this, but I had subcontracted out. Long story short, I like the construction, and I just want to lean towards construction. And I saw that you had a lot of construction information, so I just want to know, how can I learn more, and you know what I'm saying, something like that.
I don't know you, but can I just tell you I'm already your biggest fan? Like,
I see.
That is the coolest story I have ever heard, and I've been around a long time.
Really?
I have never talked to somebody that just woke up one day and said, well, you know, I'm Sam registered. I'm looking for this type of contract, but hey, there's this roofing job. How about I just bid on that? Dude, that is the coolest thing. Seriously. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. And I just want to scale up. I'm thirsty for success. You know what I'm saying? The world is different, but I like that. I talk to so many people, and then so many people say what you say. Well, I just hear the enthusiasm in your voice. You're going to make it, young lady. So that's where I'm at. So I just want to know, what type of service do you guys offer? And I feel like you pay all this money. Everybody wants your money, but they're not getting you where you want to go. And I really want to stay in the construction field if possible. And like I said, I'm trying to get away from jobs that need payment bonds. So I'm liking the asphalt paving, so that's what I'm working on now, to be honest, and that's where I'm at.
Okay, well, you and I are going to have a fun conversation.
Yes.
You have time for this?
I do. I have a meeting in 30 minutes, but we can do it in 30 minutes. Yes, I do, because I'm calling him. I've just been so busy. So
I think that's okay. I think we can get accomplished at least what I want to accomplish in 30 minutes. In fact, it shouldn't even take that long.
Okay. So then what do you got for me?
Well, I have questions. First of all, when you said I'm trying to avoid ones with payment and performance bonds, is there a reason that you're trying to avoid that?
You know what? I'm building capital, and I feel like if I'm paying $6,000, I could use that somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Unless the project is so big. But
yes.
I want to build capital. I don't want to get all the way, but I want to build my capital up first. Because I'm like $6,000. Oh, I could be doing a lot with $6,000. So
hold on. I ask my questions for a reason.
Okay.
And the reason I ask is because I'm trying to figure out. One, how much do you really know versus what you think you know, okay? And two, what might be something in the way. So let's talk about that for a second. When you said, hey, that might be $6,000, what did you mean by that?
You know why? Because I bid it on a asphalt construction project. This one needed a payment bond, and what I bid it for, she said if I win and I have to get a payment bond, it was going to be $6,000, and I didn't really include that in my bid.
That's what I'm looking for, right there. Okay, so on jobs that require payment and performance protection, so let's take the word bonds out of there. And let's use the word payment and performance protection, or payment protection, or performance protection, or both. Okay? Everybody who bids that job has to include some number in there for the cost of that. Okay? So it's not just a Veneta tax. It's an everybody who bids that job, the ultimate person who gets the job, is going to have to pay that. So we all include that in our bids. So it's uniformly across everybody who bids that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, now, why am I saying payment and performance protection? You're somewhat familiar with the federal acquisition regulations, right?
Yes, somewhat.
That's right. So when I say the word the FAR, you know what I'm referring to. Okay? Yes. So there's a federal acquisition regulation. It's FAR 28.102, and that covers the 5 types of payment and performance protection. One of them is what you referred to, a bond. Number 2 is what's called an irrevocable letter of credit. You can get a letter of credit from a bank that is an irrevocable letter of credit. Like, let's just say you wanted to go after a $100,000 job. You've got an irrevocable letter of credit with the bank for $100,000. They'll tie that irrevocable letter of credit up with the contract until you're done with the job, and then they'll release that. Okay?
Okay, and in Indiana, I have found no one that can do that. They don't even know what I'm talking about. When I go talk to the different banks, they say they never heard of it. I'm like,
that's
what?
okay. It's a little bit complicated, but if you ever wanted to go down that road, I can explain it to you. Right now, I'm just trying to let you know what the 5 types are.
Okay.
Number 3 is something called a tripartite escrow agreement that you've likely never heard of.
Uh-huh.
What this is a 3-party agreement between the government, you, and the subcontractors or suppliers. And the way it works is, the bank. You, the government, and the bank, and then the subcontractors and suppliers are part of the agreement, but they're not part of the 3 parties. And the reason this is important is because what the federal government is using this tripartite escrow agreement as an escrow. So let's say you get a $100,000 contract, you complete it, the government pays the bank the $100,000, and then the bank pays the subs and suppliers and gives you only the profit. Which is an interesting concept because normally in your books, when you are paying your subs and contractors, you have income and you have outcome. But if you're using a third-party agreement, a tripartite escrow agreement, you only have income because you don't pay the subs and suppliers. The bank does.
See?
And what that looks like to your bank is, well, where'd all this money come? Well, that's profit. Well, where are your expenses? Oh, no, we only deal in profit. It's an interesting concept. Okay?
Yeah.
The 4th type of payment and performance protection on a federal contract is cash. So if you get a cashier's check for $100,000, you hand it over to the government. And it's not that I'm expecting that you could do this. I'm just saying this is another type. And they hold the cashier's check until you're done with the job. And then they give it back to you. And then the 5th type is deed to property. If you owned a $100,000 piece of property, you could literally turn the deed over to the government. They'll hold that piece of property until the end of the contract, and they'll give it back to you. So those are the 5 types. Tripartite escrow agreements are the most common type of payment performance protection used by people who are trying to get around the idea of bonds. And that's the only reason I mention it. You can Google tripartite escrow agreement. There are companies out there that do that. Also, typically a bond fee is going to be 3% of your contract amount. So if the contract was $100,000, you'd have a $3,000 bond fee. Tripartite escrow agreements, my understanding is they used to be 1.5%. I think now they're 2%. But even at 2%, that's an extra $1,000 in your pocket on a $100,000 contract if you can get the government to agree to use a tripartite escrow agreement instead of bonds.
Yeah. Yes, that would be nice, huh?
Okay. Now, let's talk about what it takes to be a federal contractor. So you and I are going to play a game, and it's going to be a rudimentary game, but if you just follow along with me, I'm going to light a light bulb off in your head, okay?
Oh, okay.
I'm going to give you the answer to the question before I ask you the question. Are you ready for the answer?
Yes.
The answer is SAM registration. Ready to play?
Yes.
There's one thing and one thing only required to be a federal contractor, and that is a?
We have to be registered on the sam.gov.
So if you sell cake mix to the Navy so they can make cakes on ships, what do you need?
If I sell cake to a cake on the, I need my cage code, and I need to be registered, right?
I'm going to give you the answer to the question before I ask you the question. The answer is SAM registration. Ready to play?
Yeah. Yes.
So if you sell cake mix to the Navy so they can make cakes on ships, what do you need?
A solicitation, bid?
No, SAM registration. Vanetta.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Okay.
My God, yeah. Sam, I got to be registered with sam.gov,
Okay.
and I am.
If you sell bullets or aircraft parts or even construction goods and services, what do you need?
I have to be registered with sam.gov.
That's right. Now we're going to play the other part of the game. If you and I walk through a neighborhood and I point to the top of a power pole and say that's a transformer, would you recognize that as a transformer?
No.
Okay. Have you ever looked at the top of a power pole and saw that big round electrical looking thing? It's gray.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a transformer. Okay.
Okay.
It transforms the power in the power lines from high voltage to low voltage for your home or business. Okay?
Yes.
Now, what state are you in?
Indiana.
Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. Scenario number 1. The transformer shall be replaced by a licensed electrician in the state of Indiana. Now, that has nothing to do with the company that got the job. All they needed was a SAM registration. But if you got that job, you'd have to hire a licensed electrician to replace that transformer. Got it?
Got it.
Scenario number 2. The transformer shall be replaced by a licensed electrician. Well, now under that scenario, any licensed electrician from any state can go into Indiana and replace that transformer. Understand that this is federal eminent domain property. There is no such thing as a state inspector going on to a federal job.
Right.
Okay? Scenario number 3. The transformer shall be replaced.
Yes.
Under that scenario, that literally means that you and I can go out there on a Saturday and replace the transformer.
Yes.
Okay? It gets written all 3 ways all the time, but it has nothing to do with the company that got the job. All they needed was a SAM registration. So that's how I can tell you that I've done $1 billion worth of work for the United States federal government. Everything from wind tunnels for NASA, water treatment plants for the Air Force, kitchen renovations for the National Park Service. I've built power plants on an island off the coast of California for the Navy. I replaced the carpet at the top of the St. Louis Arch. I've worked in 4 presidents' homes. I have never had a license of any kind other than a driver's license.
Wow.
There is no difference between you and I on paper.
That's true.
You got it? We're the same.
I got it.
Okay? There's no reason why you can't be a federal construction contractor all over the United States. Everywhere.
And that's my goal. That's what I want to be.
Okay? So, with all that said, I'll answer any question you want to know.
What program do you guys offer for somebody like me that want to scale up into the in the government contract arena?
Okay. I'm gonna send you 2 videos. And I'm just gonna suggest, based on this phone call, have I or any of the text messages you've seen tried to sell you anything?
No, you haven't.
Okay? And you'll never hear from me. So if you buy my shit, Vanetta, if you get in by the end of February, you're never going to hear anything like that from me. All I want to do is educate people. Okay?
Yeah, and I want to be educated.
So I'm going to send you 2 videos. This is my personal cell phone number, and I don't care if you watch those videos today. I don't care if you watch them next week, next year. Don't care. But watch those 2 videos, and when you're done, pick up the phone and call me, and let's talk about what you learned.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. That sounds good. That's what I want to hear, I want to hear.
All right. Well, we did it in 15 minutes, Vanetta.
Yeah, that's not bad. So have you helped a lot of people in this area? In the construction, I like the construction. I don't know, just even though I'm a notary, I like the construction.
Are you in front of a computer?
I am now.
Okay,
Yes,
I want you to pull up a browser.
Okay, got it.
My website is GCExperts, GCExperts.com, but I want you to go to GCExperts.com/proof.
Okay, GCExperts.com/proof.
PROOF.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I'm not going to ask you to watch anything on that page. I just want to explain to you how the page works. So
Okay,
I want you to scroll down on the page to where you see a gentleman. He's got short hair. I think it says Dennis of AMG.
Let me see. Dennis. I see Carlos.
Okay, you passed it. Dennis, I think, is the first big video on the page. I don't want you to hit play. I just want you to tell me when you see it.
Okay, I see Dennis, yes.
Okay. I want you to imagine for a second that if you did hit play on that video, Dennis is going to be looking in the camera and saying, "Oh my God, Sean's the expert. He's the expert in construction. There's nobody smarter than Sean." I just want you to imagine that's what he's saying.
Okay.
But how do you know that he's actually gotten federal contracts?
Yeah, we would know. Just have to trust his word almost, huh?
Except, do you see the red button underneath his video?
Yes, view his federal award since GCExperts.
No, let's click that button.
Okay.
Now, that should take you to a website called usaspending.gov.
Uh-huh.
Can we, hold on, can we agree that that's not my website?
Right, it's not your website.
That's a government website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it should show some number of federal awards that he's gotten. What's that number?
$437,862.
Now, let me ask you this. He's been in my program for something like 10 years. Does that number impress you, yes or no?
Yes, it does.
Okay, the answer should be no, so tell me no.
No, it shouldn't impress me. I want more.
Okay.
Because he said 10 years. 10 years.
Yeah, seems like a low number, right?
Yes.
I want you to look at the top right of the page where there's a drop-down menu that says current year, all years, specific fiscal years. Do you see that drop-down menu?
I see all fiscal years, yes.
Okay, I want you to click that button.
Uh-huh.
What did that number change to?
So I had to hit trailing, no, hit all fiscal years?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all fiscal year. Ooh, okay.
Wait, did things change?
Yes, things changed.
Okay, now I've just taught you how to use the usaspending.gov website. Every single video you see on that page, I put their federal awards. But here's where it gets interesting. You can compare the date of the video if you want to see that they went through the class, no federal awards prior to going to the class, and then they started getting federal awards after they went through the course, and then you can see all the federal awards they've ever gotten.
Wow.
Okay, now, I call that indisputable proof. Would you agree with that?
True.
True, because I've got a video where they're saying I'm the best, and I've got a link to their public award page.
Yes.
Nobody can call me a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're going to talk, you may end up in your lifetime talking to so-called gurus or experts.
Yes.
But have you ever seen indisputable proof like that before?
No.
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 Everybody who's in my business of teaching people should be able to provide you indisputable proof, right?
That's true.
Because we're all in federal contracts. Those are public information.
Right.
I seem to be the only guy on the planet that is doing this. I don't know why, but...
Yeah. No, they don't have that.
Nope.
No, sir.
They sure don't. They want to sell you something. I don't know what they're trying to sell you. All I know is federal contracts are public information. And one day somebody asked me the question, have you ever taught anybody and did they get federal contracts? And I went, That's a great question. Give me a few minutes. I'll just pull some videos off my YouTube channel, stick them on my website, and I'll put their public profile on usaspending.gov.
Right. That's amazing. So do they stay in your program after they won, or they got enough education they move on?
It's both. I mean, I've had people go through my program and then within 3 years retire. So, people are consistently and constantly coming in, and people are moving out when they're, doing $30-40 million a year in federal contracts.
Wow, what's your secret to teaching, huh? That you winning over like that,
Well, if you did have the patience to go click on all those red buttons on that page, you'll find that just between those 10 guys, they've gotten something like $300 million, $400 million in federal contracts. Okay,
wow.
In total, if you went through all that effort. Okay.
Yes.
Construction. I specifically teach the construction NAICS codes of sam.gov federal contracts.
Yes.
I've probably taught 100, maybe 150 people over the last 15 years, about 10 a year. And then I support them with hand-holding and make sure that they're winning because I'm not a coddler. So I always tell people you only have to make 2 decisions in any conversation with me. Number 1, you have to decide if I'm full of shit or not. Because if you decide I'm full of shit, there's no reason to go to number 2.
Right.
And then number 2 is personalities are different. I cuss a lot. Some people are offended by that. Then we're probably not a good fit. I'm not a coddler. I'm not a, hey, Vanetta, it's okay. You'll get the next one. I am not that guy. I'm the guy that goes, holy shit, Vanetta, I told you to do A, B, C. I told you to do them in this order. So we're just going to throw that one away and we're going to go look at another opportunity. I hold people accountable.
Yes, you need that.
Okay?
You need that.
And not only that, there's a young lady in my program. Are you where you can write something down?
Hey, Sean.
I'm going to merge you into a call. Give me a second.
Okay.
Okay, Ebony, I want to introduce you to Vanetta. Vonetta. Vanetta.
Hi, Vanetta.
She's considering coming into the GCExperts workshop. She might have some questions, and I said she's similar to you, and I said don't hold it against me that you're both black.
Hi, Ebony. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm glad you found Sean. He's heaven sent. Yeah, I think about him every day.
Oh, that's a blessing because I figure I just don't want to be a paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to be broke. People think government contract is a scam. I said it's not, but I'm not trying to prove to nobody. I just want to win, and I want a strong mentor that ain't trying to play games. A lot of gurus out there, they just taking people's money, but they not helping you win.
Yeah, and it's so genuine coming from him. I don't think that I would, even with the fanciest program, having spent top dollar on it, would I have this kind of confidence going into my first project, feeling fully equipped to handle it. And even if I don't have the answer, I know where to go to get it. So, and that's a call to Sean. Yeah. So, and I've been at it since October only, but I've been very busy and have had some early success. So, I don't know. Are you considering the program, or where are you at? I'm not sure. Are you already in it?
Yeah, I'm not in it yet. I'm considering the program. I had won a few on my own, but I want to be able to scale on up, and I want to get in the construction arena. And I saw him pop up. I was like, oh, that's where I want to be. So, and I was like, I'm still debating about joining the school community. Like I said, I'm always signing up, but I want to make sure I'm signing up for the proper thing and something that's going to be able to help me scale my business, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and I was really reluctant, too, because no one referred me to Sean. I just happened to be on school because I wanted to create a school for my general contracting business. So I searched GC to see what my competition was doing, and then ran into Sean, but it was about something different. But years ago, someone, suggested federal government contracting, but I just didn't have the capacity at that time. So I just saved his account and just came back every now and then just to see what he was doing. And I just decided to do. Another friend of mine actually, looked into it as well. Just by chance, we found him around the same time. And, I guess we just took the risk, and it was a good one. Because construction is not, I don't believe that's been, I haven't found a program that specializes in construction. They're just covering everything, So I like, my background is construction. So I prefer it, but it just happens that it's probably the better option to go with anyway. You could spread your net pretty far, and then the profit margins are probably even more favorable in construction than products that a lot of people focus on, just products.
I think so, too. That's why I've been reading about it in a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of YouTube reading. So, so have you really won government contracts so far? Have you?
I won a few, and today I started work on the first.
Oh, look at that. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I started submitting in October, and I figured all of my submissions, my early submissions, would just count as practice and not like a real opportunity. But the one that I started today was my 10th submission. So,
submission, okay, that's awesome. May I ask what did you win? May I ask?
Yeah, I'm open book, so whatever you want to know. It was a mold remediation. It is a mold remediation project, so it involved roof repair, the remediation, and then the drywall repair. But we have to investigate the site to make sure where the water intrusion was coming from, so that took a couple weeks. And then it got a little complicated because they awarded the contract, but they later asked for a bond, and that wasn't part of the solicitation. So it took some time to sort through that, and come to find out, like my bonding capacity, I didn't have an issue there, but then my bond company was concerned about the mold. That's a higher risk exposure for them, so I had to go with an alternative route. And that took some time, but that alternative route involved Sean, because it wasn't like the bond that I had to go with isn't like typical for contracting. It's available, but most people aren't familiar with it. So if I hadn't been aware of it beforehand, I would have thought that I couldn't service the contract.
Go ahead and tell her. Go ahead and tell her what that is, because I educated her on that a little earlier.
Oh, okay. So it's a tripartite escrow agreement, and they didn't have that listed as an option, so I had to negotiate for it. And now that we're active on the project, it turns out they're not even really familiar with it because they're not abiding by the terms of the escrow agreement. They're supposed to send the money to escrow, but they're sending the money to me. But they still agree to do it, and it's fine. It's just I have to do a couple more steps, and that's like I prefer the money anyway. But they accepted it. They are, I guess, familiar enough with the term tripartite. They're just not familiar with how you handle that type of transaction. So, if it wasn't for that, then I would have had to let go. And my margins on this project are, I didn't even do the percentage, but it's like $12,000 is my cost right now, and then it was awarded for $39,000.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah. And I'm in Florida, and the project's in California.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's good to hear. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and then to add to, it's not just the mentorship and the experience that goes back pretty far. It's also the method of that he promotes, how you go about submitting. Not being wasteful of your time and being very efficient in how you submit. So as of today, before Sean called, I just submitted my 111th submission since October.
That's awesome. That's the way to go. I want to be able to make, try to be a 2 a day or something and see how many you win. That's awesome. That is really awesome.
Yeah, because I asked Sean, I'm like, what's a ridiculous number for a daily submission? And that was the one I wanted to go with. And, that's 2 a day.
That's awesome. That's good information. Very good information.
Yeah. So if you end up doing it, I'm happy to connect afterwards because, it's when I'm, connecting with other people doing federal contracting, I can't connect as much as I want to because they're following a totally different program. And they can't comprehend what I'm doing, nor do I even want to share it because it's a really powerful method, and I would rather Sean take every credit and every benefit from having developed this. So I don't have a network yet. So if you join the program, I would love to continue the conversation.
Okay. So I'm gonna watch his videos and see what everything entails, and we're gonna go from there. So hopefully I can join the community. Thank you so much for providing that information. That is awesome.
You're welcome.
Thanks for taking the call, Ebony.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Vanetta.
Yes.
My website, GCExperts.com. Earlier, I know I told you to go to GCExperts.com/proof. But I want you to open up a new tab and just go to my main page, GCExperts.com.
Okay, what is it again?
GCExperts.com.
GCExperts.com.
At the top of the page, you're going to see 2 videos. One says the opportunity, and then the other one says don't even consider federal construction contracts unless you watch this video first.
Okay.
Do you see those 2 videos?
No, because I was on proof. Proof popped up. So now, okay. We teach contractors how to make a lot of more money. Okay. So I see that. This is the opportunity. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
Don't
the first video.
Yep.
And then the second, and then the one underneath that, it has like a picture of a guy shooting questions at me with a gun.
Yes.
Okay.
Labor, fire, bonding, risk. What if I lose? Right.
Okay. Those are the 2 videos I was referring to. So I want you to watch those 2 videos, and then when you're completely done, just pick up the phone and call me, and let's talk about what you learned.
Okay. I will do just that.
Okay?
I will do just that. Thank you. So, I'm going to watch this. Yes, sir.
Okay, Vanetta. It was nice to meet you.
All right. Nice to meet you, too. We'll talk. Let me watch this, and I'll be giving you a call.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.